Hey, it's me, Tim. I just wanted to do a quick update, answer a few questions I've been getting recently, sort of a impromptu Q&A, and catch you guys up to where I'm at currently and what's going on with the channel, because you may have noticed I've missed a few uploads lately. So we're going to get into all of that right after this. So let's start with where I am. I'm in Mississippi, on my way to Arkansas, to Hot Springs National Park, which is the second to last national park of the lower 48 that you can drive to on my trip to all the national parks. So I have two left. Arkansas is one of them. It's pretty cold up here. I'm a little bit late in the season for this one. I should have hit this earlier. The one after that is in Arizona. I purposely left one in Arizona so that I could kind of do like a full loop around the United States, and that is Painted Desert out in Arizona, which is also pretty far north, and I'm going to be a little bit late for that one as well. But I'm just about winding down the national parks trip. I'm not really technically stopping traveling once I'm done with that. That just kind of concludes chapter 1 of this indefinite travel situation. So yeah, I'm in Mississippi. I left Florida. I spent quite a bit of time in Florida, enjoying the warm weather, and I did not want to leave. So yeah, I've been skipping a few uploads here and there. To be honest with you, I need a little time to kind of take care of myself, breathe a little bit, and also catch up on some other things, work related, YouTube channel related, other projects I want to work on, and kind of gearing up for the next year and moving on to some bigger and more exciting adventures in the coming year. And there's just some preparation that needs to be done for that. So for now and for a while going forward, I'm going to try out just posting one video a week. It's leaning towards I'm probably going to do that on Fridays. So Fridays will be a definite. Tuesday will be a kind of probably not happening, but if I can swing it or I get a little bit ahead on videos, maybe I'll throw out one on a Tuesday. I am working on something to replace that Tuesday video. So it's not that it's just going away completely. It's just for now, you're only going to be really seeing me once a week on YouTube. I'm trying also to be a little more active on Instagram, so definitely go over there and check that out. 40 times around on Instagram. I'm trying to post some pictures on there, and I might do some more sort of quick update kind of things on there. And also another way to keep track of me is Patreon. So I've kind of this year finally figured out what I'm doing on Patreon and how that is actually going to work for me. Essentially, there's different tiers on Patreon, and one of them, it's the $5 tier. I've been putting out these kind of unedited, raw, short update videos where I just say, hey, this is where I'm at, this is what's going on, blah, 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 and post it within 28 to 48 hours of filming it. So like I said, I'm in Mississippi right now, and the last video I posted from vlogs was in Colorado. I'm a few months behind on this, and so there's a little bit of a gap there. Being on Patreon's the best way. I've had people ask me how can they keep track of where I am. Well, Patreon's going to be your most accurate depiction of where I currently am. There's always going to be a delay on YouTube. I just have not wrapped my head around how I can keep up on vlogging once or twice a week, and putting them out within a week of that even is kind of beyond a manageable situation for me. Doing it all myself and doing it from the road and having to get like believe me, this is not a 5-star hotel. This is a real dive, just so I could get some work done tonight. And also it's freezing cold outside, and I didn't want to camp tonight. It's just hard in a tent, camping a lot, constantly on the move, to keep up on that in a reasonable amount of time. So I'm reevaluating that and some other things. So that's kind of where I'm at. Let me see. I think that's it. Got a few exciting things coming up in the next year, like I kind of alluded to. I will be talking about that soon. I just want to get a little more prepared for it before I start talking about what the next phase of this is going to be. So yep, for now, 1 video a week, at least for now. I'm working on some other projects that are pretty exciting, and definitely utilizing that extra time, because I'll tell you, these videos were taking me anywhere from 8 to 15 hours to edit. So that's a lot of extra time in my week by just going down to 1 video a week, and I'm able to get a lot of other stuff done that I wanted to work on. Okay, so that's kind of where I'm at and all of that. Let's go over some of the questions I've been getting lately. Some questions that I didn't get a chance to answer in the comment section, and some things that have been kind of frequently asked questions. So this one comes from Gabriel Reyna, and it was kind of a longer comment, but his question was, does trying to film your experience take away from the natural experience you get from the ride? And I wouldn't say that it takes away from it. I think it definitely changes the trip. It changes it, but I don't believe that it takes away from it. For one, I enjoy filming and documenting it. I think that also gives me a different perspective when I'm looking at things. I think that I'm more inclined to notice more, because I'm looking for, okay, what looks good in this situation that I can film and show you guys. And so it has me kind of looking at things a little bit closer. And also, I've noticed on this trip that absolutely, because of the YouTube channel, I have pushed myself to do things I might not have otherwise done. As in, maybe normally I would just keep riding because it's easier than getting off the bike, taking my helmet off, doing all of that. And not necessarily stop at every overlook, scenic overlook or waterfall or whatever. Well, because I'm filming, because I want to show you guys all this cool stuff, I'm more inclined to stop, get off my bike, go hike around a waterfall, get some video of it. And so in a lot of ways, it's really enhanced my trip. But it definitely does change things, absolutely. I don't believe that it's really detracted from my trip. Okay. Donald Klein Media, he said, okay, this is a totally unrelated topic, but can you share how you get packages on the road? I know you mentioned Amazon lockers. I do that myself, but there might be others wanting to know. So this is a great question, and Amazon lockers is the easiest, simplest way to get packages if you're buying stuff online. For those of you that aren't familiar, Amazon, at least in the United States, I don't know about outside of the US, we have lockers. Pretty much any major city has them, and just spread out around the United States. Maybe it'll be outside of a bank or a CVS or a pharmacy or a supermarket. They'll have a locker, and you order your package, you have it delivered to the locker. They email you a code when it arrives. You go to the locker, punch in your code, it opens up the door. And that's it. Your door opens up, there's your package, and you're off and running. That is one way, and that's the easiest way. Now, again, I've only been in the United States for this year, so this is really just US only. I don't really know outside of the US. There are UPS shipping facilities all over. Again, every major city has at least one, if not a dozen or more. They're basically UPS stores, and you can ship yourself something to one of those stores. Just put your name, your phone number, and hold for pickup. It's not a bad idea to call them ahead of time and tell them you're doing this, but that is absolutely an acceptable thing to do. So you can send that to yourself anywhere you're going to be. You can have someone send you stuff. And just to kind of expand on this just one step further, because I have been shipping so much stuff back to Phoenix. My friend Bob in Phoenix is kind of handling my mail, forwarding me things, and say maybe I have like a surplus of things that I just don't need right now and I'm going to need later. I will send those to him, and the way I've been doing that, and a way to save a little bit of money, is the flat rate post office boxes. So it's a box like this big. You can jam a bunch of stuff in there and weight is irrelevant. If it fits, it ships. It's like $15 or something. So that's a nice way to save a little bit of money. Okay, enough on that. Okay, this one comes from Randy Brown, and I have gotten this question a few times as well. Why do you use a nav GPS system and what looks like Google Maps on your phone at the same time? Just curious, what are the benefits of using them both simultaneously? And a few other people have asked me what app I'm using to navigate on my phone, and that is Google Maps that you see. The reason I have both is because I'm not a huge fan of the GPS. It's just clunky, it's not easy to use. So primarily I'm using my cell phone to navigate. It's just easier to plot out routes and plan out my day with Google Maps than it is with the GPS. The GPS is a backup because it always works even if I don't have cell phone service. So worst case scenario, I can punch in an address and it's going to get me to where I need to get to. It's just not necessarily going to be the route that I want to take. So basically, the GPS is always there and my phone is always there. I'm typically navigating with the phone, and the GPS, what I do is I have it set to like an information screen where it'll tell me, current time of day, local time. It'll tell me what the speed limit is and what speed I'm going. It'll tell me my altitude. Just a couple of little like informational things that I just like having that data in my head for whatever reason, because I'm kind of a geek like that. I like to know what altitude I'm at. It's certainly not necessary, and I've considered getting rid of the GPS, but again, it's kind of like it's a redundancy thing. It's like a backup if my cell phone doesn't work or doesn't have cell phone service, essentially. So that's what's up with that. Okay, Javindel. More and more riders are going about it. Long adventures of 6 months to 6 years of motorcycle adventures. The question is, at your age, how do you and or others your age afford it? Yeah, essentially he's asking me how am I affording to travel like this. And well, it's primarily the YouTube channel, the videos I make. There's different ways that I monetize that with ads and brand deals and Patreon and selling shirts and stickers and things like that. By the way, that reminds me, I do have stickers available. Total side note, and I wasn't planning to say this. I bought a bunch of stickers because I was getting requests for them. I sold a bunch of them, but I do have some left. So I'll leave a link in the description box down below if you guys want to get a sticker while supplies last. So things like that, those keep me going. That puts gas in my tank. As a matter of fact, if you bought a sticker from me in the last couple of weeks, you helped me buy a helmet. My old helmet was completely just worn out. The padding was just destroyed after 7+ months of daily extended use, taking it on and off constantly. The helmet, the padding was just miserable, and it was giving me headaches, and it was horrible. So yeah, I sold a bunch of stickers, and I was able to buy a helmet. Put the money towards buying a helmet at least. So that's kind of how I make money and do this. So I'm not just out here, like, you guys see one aspect of this, right? Like, you watch these videos of me going to all these national parks, but you don't see me sitting here in front of the computer for 8 hours a night, or sitting up in my tent working for 5-6 hours a night until my battery dies. And then, middle of the day, I go to a coffee shop to answer emails for 2 hours, or, all the other behind the scenes stuff to keep this whole thing running. And so that's my job. That's how I make money. And yeah, so I'm not just out here living this like indefinite vacation. There's a lot of work involved in this, and a lot of you guys have been commenting very frequently about how tired I look, and that is because I'm riding probably 40 hours a week and putting in at least 40 to 50 hours a week of behind the scenes kind of work. So I am quite busy in the last 7 months. Again, another reason why I'm stepping down to 1 video a week is to kind of catch up, slow down a little bit, and reevaluate how I'm going to tackle this next year. So hopefully that kind of answers that question. Bob LaCicero. Great videos. Thank you, Bob. Appreciate that. He says, I'm curious how you stay fit during a trip. Long rides in the saddle don't really burn many calories or do much for your cardio unless you're really riding off-road. Do you take days off riding to hike and move, or are you finding that you're doing enough during the days to keep you fit? This is a great question. I made a comment in a video a while ago about how I'm living a very athletic lifestyle, and a couple of people kind of made a comment about that. And I didn't mean that sitting on a motorcycle was necessarily athletic, although it's not an easy task, and you'll find at the end of the day you're a lot more tired than you would be if you were just sitting in front of the TV. But I'm constantly moving. I'm constantly getting on and off the bike and just hustling around, walking. I'll take short little walks to scenic overlooks or hike around my campsite, or even just setting up and tearing down camp every day. It's not what I would call strenuous activity, but I am constantly moving and getting a lot of light cardio. And then, of course, off-road stuff is pretty strenuous on a big heavy bike like that I have a pretty bad habit of dropping. So yeah, deadlifting that bike up off the ground, yeah, that definitely helps keep me in shape. I don't know what I'm going to do if I ever get good at riding that bike off-road, so I probably wouldn't be in such good shape. Yeah, I think that you would find just living life on the road, you do end up getting quite a bit of exercise. Now, if you just sit on the bike on the highway all day, and you do like minimal amount of walking around, and then you get in a hotel and that's the end of your day, okay, you're probably not getting much exercise. But if you're camping, you're hiking around, you're just generally being active and doing things. I mean, even just swimming or, anything. It all, I'm living a very active lifestyle. Okay, and that is it. That's all the questions I have today. If you do have any more questions, maybe I'll do another quick Q&A type thing in a few weeks, just to maybe throw an extra video out there on a Tuesday. So if you do have questions, leave them down below and I'll try to answer them. I've been trying to keep up on the comments and stuff. It's not easy, so I'm trying. I do read them all, and I do appreciate every last one of them. You guys have been really awesome this year and giving me a lot of encouragement and a lot of support in a lot of ways. Even just telling me that you appreciate what I'm doing, it keeps me going, and I really, really appreciate that. It's been quite a year, and just beyond anything I imagined. I've met a lot of you, and that's been such a gift for me. It's such a cool group of people. All of you guys are just awesome. So thank you guys for being here, kind of winding down, this year, and obviously reflecting a little bit on things and where my life has taken me, and where this channel has taken me, and the people that I've met, and the people that have come into my life because of this channel. It's just, Thanksgiving just passed, and I was just filled with gratitude and things to be grateful for. It's just been a wonderful year for me, and I really appreciate you guys. So anyways, that's kind of where I'm at. That's what's going on. Answer to a few of your questions. Yeah. So if you got any questions, comments, concerns, things like that, leave them in the comments down below. Like I said, I do read them all. I will try to answer them as I can. That is it for today. I hope you got something out of this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell if you haven't already. Although if you're watching this video, you probably already have, so never mind. Yeah, definitely hit that like button though, it helps. That is it. I will talk to you guys very soon. Again, I think at the end of this week, I got a review video coming out on the Basilisk jacket. Moscow Moto sent me some gear to test out, so I'm starting with the jacket and pants. And then next week I'll be picking up where I left off in Colorado and trying to catch up over the next few weeks on the storyline of me traveling to all the national parks. Believe it or not, I'm actually getting closer to catching up, even though I'm like 4 months behind at this point, because once I get east of the Mississippi, I really stop filming very much. So it's really like, maybe I have like 12 videos left to catch up on. So anyways, that is it. Thank you guys for being here, and I'll see you in the next video. Ride safe.